see how he does.
And you've been a big Tommy Kramer fan going back even to last year. What have you seen, Dan, from Tommy this year, his growth, and how prepared is he for this moment?
Well, what I like about Tommy is you know exactly what you're going to get. We know exactly who the player is, what he is. He's a consistent player, and and he grew through the spring and through training camp. And so he makes the most of what he has. He's pretty dependable, and he's smart. He's pretty smart. So he can play center, he can play guard. But there again, we're exploring everything. We're going to give a couple of different looks to guys today. Him being one of them, and we may shuffle some things up, but we'll come up with the best combination that we feel like is going to give us the best chance to win.
There was so much anticipation with this offensive line, a lot of excitement. How do you guys, just change the mental approach to that, not let it, get in the way? Injuries are always going to happen in football, but I guess it's changing the mental approach after there was so much excitement about this whole line.
Listen, I love this old line, and I still love this old line. Certainly, losing Big V, that hurts anytime you get a guy like him who's, I just mentioned, he's been a steady rock for us, and he's a great team guy, and everybody appreciates him on this team. But I still love where we're at, and look, just as a player and as a coach, here's what I do know, man. The old line, as long as you get a group of guys that know how to work together and they're tough and they're smart, you can make great things happen, and we've got plenty of that still up there, so we'll be fine.
Are we talking surgery? Like, is this a potential season ender?
No. It could. I don't know, but right now we're taking it day by day, week by week.
If you flared up in Pittsburgh, do you have any regrets about playing
No.
starter?
Nope. I hate it for him. I really do. I hate that.
You mentioned you're going to open up that right guard spot in practice this week. Who are the other guys you're looking at with Tommy? I imagine Logan's one of them.
Yeah, Logan would be one of them. Moving Frank over would be one. Obviously, that would bump Evan up. And probably there is a chance that if it was Logan, then we move Jonah to right and we bring Logan to left. We talked about Sewell bumping down the guard and Nelson going up to tackle. So we've got options here. And, we've banked some, there's not a ton of live reps with some of these guys, but yet they've played them before. We always walk through, Hank's always rolling those guys. They play multiple positions, so we'll be prepared.
You had a couple other guys miss last Thursday's practice, a couple key guys, and like Hawkinson and Oruwariye. Is there anything there we should be looking for since we won't talk to you again until Friday?
No, they're all good. Hawk's good. Monty's ready to roll. So we're good. We're in a good spot right now.
And there's a lot of anticipation for this season, whether it's Hard Knocks, whether it's you, whether it's Aiden Hutchinson, but the game is a sellout, which is somewhat rare for non-Thanksgiving. Do you feel that anticipation and even the pressure that comes with it?
No, I know that it's going to be a packed house, and you couldn't ask for anything more when you're opening up the season. Us being at home, man, it's the first one, and it's going to be electric. And this is what we talked about, man. When I came in last year, that's where we wanted to get it to a point to where, man, the fans are excited and they've got some hope, and now it's our job to keep them in it, and keep them excited, and to know that we're in there and we're in it. In the end of the game, we find a way to win. So, no, look, the Hard Knocks deal, it doesn't change any of our expectations in this building about who we are, where we're at, where we need to go. That's not for us to decide. All we got to do is worry about what we worry about every day, man. One day at a time, one rep at a time, one team at a time. And that's all we got to focus on. And I can't control the outside. That's already been done, and there's nothing I can do about that. So I got to focus on getting these guys ready to play and find a way to win a game.
One more, deciding what you're going to do at right guard. You've got obviously a month and a half worth of practice tape and preseason reps versus maybe 6 hours of practice this week. So how much does this week matter? How much is maybe your thinking kind of? You're just looking to confirm your thinking from what you've already gathered through the preseason?
You mean just getting ready for?
Just deciding what you're going to do there. Like you said, you got options, but I guess how much do you already have?
And as it pertains to the guard position,
yeah.
I would say it doesn't affect what we're doing. it doesn't, it won't affect us as to how we were going to go into this game, how we're going to call the game, and how we're going to need to attack this opponent. We're mindful of it, we know, but there again, it's just a matter of no matter what we do in any game plan, across the board, O-line, backs, tight ends, receivers, it's all about finding the best matchups. And we also know they're doing the same thing. So we're very aware of that.
Sorry for my lack of clarity there. Actually, let's talk about the guy you're going to start ultimately. Like how much of that is based on what you've already seen versus this 6 weeks of 6 hours of practice?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's a good question. I think that it's if I'm being honest, I think it's up in the air right now. I don't think I'm swayed one way or another. I think we're gonna give it a go with a few different guys, and what feels right is where we'll go.
In a typical weekend, this would be a big install day for you guys. I'm just curious, is that true this week as well, or have you already started putting in much of the game plan, given it's the opener, you've had a lot of time?
Yeah, we started last week. We did a couple of periods just to get introduced to these guys. Not much, but enough to where, our guys kind of had an idea going into the break what this team looks like. But today is really still the heavy install. We did something Monday, but it was more walkthrough. And then today is still treated like I'm trying to get them on a routine. And this is how it's going to, we're going to go for most of the year. So Wednesday's always the big day. It's big base install. We'll have some third down in there. But so, yeah, this is still the big one. But they have been introduced because of the long week.
As you're preparing your team for this Eagles team, who are a player or two on both sides of the ball that, like, as you're watching, they just kept flashing and making plays like we got to.
Well, a player or two. They've got more than a player or two.
Right.
I mean, they look, Hargraves. Now I know he's been injured, but I would anticipate he's ready to go, and he's a force in there. He's got a quick first step. He's explosive. Cox can still do it, and he's fresh. He's done it for a long time. These corners, both of them, I got a lot of respect for Bradbury and Slay. I know what they're both capable of. I know Chauncey Gardner. They just traded for very well. I was with him at New Orleans, so I know what he's capable of. Offensively, look, Kelsey's been doing it a long time. He's going to be fresh, ready to go. Lane Johnson, that big right tackle. I mean, they've got a solid old line. I don't know about Miles, but I know if he's ready to go, he's a threat. And this quarterback certainly is a threat. If you allow him to get comfortable into what they do offensively, then it's an issue. And then you add on top of that the perimeter with these two receivers. I mean, and Goddard in the middle. I mean, they pose a threat. I mean, they do. They've got plenty of weapons. They got plenty of talent. And so we got to be on it, man. We got to be on all the little details as it pertains to this game plan, to beat this team.
Flipping it around, this is where it gets real. So what are you most excited about to unveil, to show this week?
It's hard to put it into one thing. I'm just most excited now that now we're in the arena. There's no more standing outside waiting for the gates to open, man. We're going in, and so now there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. It's just us, and the heat's on, and if you don't love that, then you don't belong up here. So I'm most excited about that, and I'm most excited about I think that I do believe we have a gritty group. And I think we're tough, and I think we're physical, and we got to play with our hair on fire, and I think we will. So I'm excited about that.
Going off the anticipation and the buzz that Wojo was asking you about, there's been such a lens obviously focused on you guys with Hard Knocks. Is there part of you that to this fan base that is so hungry you want to say, listen, we are still building this thing and to not set expectations on the outside too high? Is there any party that wants to say that?
Well, it's like, look, I told Sheila this. I told her the other day, just like I have. I said, what? Here's where we're at. We're better. We're better than we were this time last year, and that's where it is. Now, what does that mean? It means we're better than we were this time last year. I don't know what that equates into. I just know we're better. So, look, Hard Knocks can make anybody look good. So, I mean, that's what TV does. I mean, they can make anything look good. They're going to pull the best of the best, and so that's not reality. Reality is what we're getting ready to do and what we've been doing every day in practice and all the reps we've banked and these guys playing together, communicating, and that's the reality. And that's all we can worry about is how we see it in this building and go to work.
Yeah, this is probably pretty obvious, but there's some sort of payoff that you're getting right now with on your offensive line with, Evan Brown and Matt Nelson and Kramer getting multiple starts last year, and with each other too, and as they played together,
Yeah, it is big. We've banked those reps with those players that we needed to step up and start for us last year, and so those two players had banked a lot of time, and there's been a lot of investment in them, and they were steady for us last year. Okay.
Thank you.